Definitely excited about this weekend opportunity ahead of our football team. It'll be a great chance to test and see exactly how we stack up against one of the nation's best. So I know our team look forward to having a great week of practice, trying to get better each and every day, and going out there and trying to play our best on Saturday.
Jeff, when you look back at this past Saturday, you look at the penalties, real disappointing. A couple of them were really long plays, so 69 yards, but really it took away a lot of yards.
Well, they were kind of unique penalties that we can get fixed. One was a screen that we're supposed to catch that line of scrimmage. The nose tackle kind of didn't rush, so we had to get in the second window, and he went up field yard. The other one was an unfortunate block below the waist that we can't have on a little bit of a trick play, and then a couple untimely holding calls. So I just think for the most part this year we've been pretty good. We just got to make sure to clean it up as much as we can, because yes, it took away some big momentum swings for us.
Jeff, looking around the country, a lot of teams that brought in a quarterback in the transfer portal seemingly got it wrong. What's the key from your perspective in getting the right fit and getting someone who can ultimately perform in your system like Tyler has so far?
Well, there are risks involved without question. It's not like you can go fully scout them and get to know them. Things have to happen fast, and you've got to do your research, and you've got to trust what you see, but also get to know the individual as fast as you can, because that position is very important. And luckily for us, Tyler's come in and done a great job, and really led this football team really good through 3 games. And of course, we've got many tough games ahead of us, but to this point, he's played very, very well, and has been a great addition for us.
Yeah, you beat them last year. I think it kind of slowed their momentum for the season. A big win for you, and you hear people talk about for them this is like a revenge game, or how much that they'll want to win. Is that just media talk, or do you think that really resonates within a team?
Well, without question, when you lose to a certain team one year, maybe when you're supposed to win, you're going to be prepared and go above and beyond to make sure it doesn't happen again. So I'm sure they're going to do that. And first off, it's a very talented football team. I mean, really, really talented across the board. A lot of great players. They're well coached. The defense has been outstanding. They want to run the ball and use their quarterback as a runner and not turn it over, and presents challenges. When you face those type of teams, you have to find a way to kind of beat them at their game a little bit while still doing what you do well. So it will present challenges for us. Last year we just played very efficient football. They turned it over a lot, which really hurt them. The game was still close for a while until we broke a couple runs that really shifted the momentum to us. So with Notre Dame, it's important to figure out a way to get a lead and to make them do some things that they're not as comfortable doing. And when you do that, then you can create a little bit of advantage. But until then, they're very talented, and they're going to challenge you, and it's going to be a tough game for us.
Jeff, being a Catholic from a Catholic school and growing up Catholic, did Notre Dame ever contact you? I know they contacted Brian and were at his school to talk to him, but were you ever a Notre Dame fan? I know your dad went to Flagey, so that's big ball owning and that sort of thing.
No, they did. They recruited me a little bit later in the process. They had signed Rick Meyer at the time, who was only rated the #1 quarterback in the country. So when it got down to me, even though they still wanted me, I would rather go somewhere and play and not have to fight that battle. And I can recognize talent as well. Knew they already had really the guy they wanted. And then of course with Brian, he was heavily recruited by him. Maybe at the time the offensive structure maybe didn't quite fit exactly what he was looking for. And but no, I have great respect for their program and the history and tradition of Notre Dame, and for our chance for our team to go up and play in that atmosphere, and our fans to go up again. I know it happened years ago for them, and they found a way with to pull out the win. It'll be a great opportunity. So we're looking forward to it. This is big time football against one of the nation's best every year, and once again this year they're extremely talented and one of the nation's best.
Kind of bouncing off what Rick was saying, there's a real shot that you guys are the only ranked team they get at home this year with that loss they had to Northern Illinois. They don't really have a lot of room left for error. How are you preparing, maybe this is also just media talk, for a team that is gonna really have their backs against the wall the rest of the year, and especially probably for this one?
Well, because the game didn't go the way they wanted last year, because of what you said, we expect the best. I mean, they will be ready to play, and they will be fired up to win this football game. So that's why, we've got to just worry about ourselves, have a great week of practice, and come ready to play. And we can't have a lot of mistakes, and we can't. There's things we have to correct from this past week that we can't do again in order to, keep this game close as long as we can and figure out a way to win in the end. So we, without question, expect their best, and they will be ready to play.
You faced their quarterback last year, Rocky Leonard at Duke. What's he kind of looked like to you on tape early so far this year?
Well, once again, he's very similar to the quarterback we faced last week at Georgia Tech. He can run the football. He can use his legs to win. They've done a good job this year of calling specific quarterback runs and making you defend against an extra blocker, which presents challenges. And then he still has the ability to throw the ball. So I just think it will be another really good test for our defense. We'll have to be really sharp. Not giving up big plays will be big. Not giving up big quarterback runs. It's one thing if you get 2, 3, 4, sometimes 5 yards, but big runs will be a big play. And then, trying to stop the run and make them throw the ball vertically will be something we have to really concentrate on. But they're well coached, and they've utilized his talents very well at this point this year.
Jeff, you're waiting, I guess, to see on some things with Jaden. Where does he stand? Where does Maurice stand? Quincy, and you mentioned having some new pieces. Which guys do you need to kind of step up in those moments for a game like this?
Well, like everyone, we had a little injury bug this past week, and Jaden will be out for the year with a knee injury. DK Saunders on the special teams play will be out for the year with a knee injury. And Quincy will be a game time decision. And Maurice, we'll see. I'm not optimistic. But we'll continue to work through that, and those things happen, and that's why you've got to have depth, and other guys have to practice every week like they're going to be on the field every play. And if they are great, if they're not, they need to keep practicing every day like their number's called, because it will be called throughout the course of the year. And definitely this game will have some new pieces out there, and they'll have to perform well.
What's Jaden's?
He hurt his knee.
Jeff, obviously in this day and age of college football, personnel kind of switches up pretty quickly from year to year basis, but how similar is this Notre Dame team from the one you faced last year?
It's very similar. I mean, defense, they're really good. They're well coached, and they understand the package, and they challenge you. They get after the quarterback. They hit him a lot. Really good up front, two outstanding defensive tackles that are really highly ranked. My old teammate Roman Oven, his son, is a defensive end transfer, done a good job. Their linebackers have played for a long time. They're really good. The secondary, two outstanding players, corner and safety, and the others that are really good. So, I mean, this is, we'll have to play well, and we'll have to play, be sharp in all aspects. And of course, on offense, they pride themselves on running the ball. And with this quarterback, it presents more challenges. He can run the ball, and he can throw it as well, but he will use his feet. They will have designated runs for him. They will make you account for him and all the plays and formations they have, which is challenging. We have to prevent him from getting yards in the running game, and that'll be a challenge for us, and they've been really good at it.
Can you speak a little bit about your running game, limited to about 57 yards in the last game? You mentioned Maurice is out. What did you see on film as far as their performance, and what do you expect from the Notre Dame defense in that regard?
Well, it was not a great day for us running the ball. Sometimes that'll happen against good teams. Could we have done some things better? Without question, we could have. We probably need to make sure we utilize certain runners on certain runs, maybe a little more specifically, and make sure we're doing what they do best. At the same time, if people are loading the box and they're putting some guys in there, unless you're going to use your quarterback as a runner a lot, you might have to take what they give you, and that means maybe throwing the ball and doing some things when you get those looks. But teams disguise well now. They're not going to show you everything they do, so you just got to be good at both. And, yes, being efficient running the ball helped us in the game last year. That really, our defense's performance and our running game is what won us the game, and being efficient and not turning the ball over won us the game. So that, to this point, we have had 0 turnovers, and that's hard to do. And you practice it, you talk about it, but it's hard to do. But possessions will be vital this game, and that will be the starting point, is making sure we're aggressive, but yet smart enough to not give them more opportunities and more possessions, because they will run the ball at you, and they will use the clock, and they will use the quarterback as a runner, and we need to try to find a way to get the lead.
Jeff, how many times did you play Notre Dame, at Notre Dame when you were at Purdue, and how'd you fare?
We just played them once at Notre Dame, and game was close. We didn't. They shut our offense down for the most part, and we turned the ball over some. Our defense played pretty good, so it was close because of that. But they still won in the end and pulled away. Really, other than that, that was the only one.
Yeah, you've coached in all the major Big Ten venues. I think you took Western to LSU. You've been to Notre Dame. Is there anything in particular that stands out about the venue in your visit there?
Well, I think for fans, it is a great venue to come visit. There's a lot of tailgating going on. There's a lot of activities before the game that they take a lot of pride in. It's a college campus. Outside of the campus, that's the main sell is the campus, and it is a beautiful campus, and they are ready every Saturday for game day. So that is impressive to see. Of course, the stadium has been redone a few times. It packs them in there. It can get loud. It's a heavy dose of green and gold, and they do a great job. So it's winning there is not easy, and we understand that. But this is what you play for, what you coach for. These type of games, it'll be a great opportunity for our guys to see exactly how we stack it up.
Has the visiting locker room been modernized, or does it go back to?
You know what? No, I can't tell you. I can't remember exactly what it looked like years ago, but it was at least average, better than average, and they do a good job.
You talk about Notre Dame being a tough place to play, Coach. How important is this victory for what you're trying to accomplish and for the program?
Well, this is a huge stage for our team to go up there and play in this atmosphere against a really good opponent, and can be a huge momentum swing in our direction if we can find a way to win. Without question, it gives your team credibility and definitely elevates your program. So this is one of those games that you got to take advantage of. You got to come ready to play. You've got to give everything you got. You got to lay it on the line. You got to be aggressive and take some shots, and you got to try to win. So our team hopefully will prepare well this week. I think we understand what this game means. It's important like every game, but this is just a great opponent in their venue that can be special if we find a way to win.
Coach, well, do you expect Colin Lacey to be available for this game? What's his progress? And then did you get an interpretation from officials about the block below the waist call and then the timeout that they were granted deep there in the fourth quarter?
Colin, we're going to continue to try to get ready. That'll be a game time deal. I do not know yet whether that'll take place or not, but we will do our best. The block below the waist, you can't block below the waist. However you can picture where that block was at, they're going to call that. It's right in front of the officials, so if you use that as below the waist, you can't do that. If it's around the waist, then of course there's a little bit of leeway there. Then on the timeout call, I didn't see the TV copy. I've heard that didn't happen before the snap, but I can't tell you for sure. I didn't feel it did, but I couldn't see the other side on what was going on. I just thought that it was such a pivotal play. We wanted the negative play, and it didn't go our way. So those things happen. You get some calls, sometimes you don't, but I don't know for sure if the timeout was before or not.
Last one.
Jeff, you mentioned Riley's ability as a runner. One, how much do you look at what he did at Notre Dame to try and prepare for how they could use him? And two, how do you feel like you guys have progressed in defending the QB run game this year?
Well, we work hard at it. I wouldn't say we've been great at it. Jacksonville State quarterback ran for a lot of yards on us. Georgia Tech's quarterback ran some yards on us, so we've got to get better at it. And you know, the quarterback pulling the ball around the edge, we had plans for it, but it wasn't executed. Once the quarterback draw, you know, we gave him too much space, and our safety and linebacker weren't in conjunction together, and he got some big yards. So there was just some things we got to do a better job of, and you know, now we did hit them. There were times that we defended it well. We've got some negative plays and some yards for loss. It's just it wasn't all the time. Now is it always gonna be all the time? No, it's not. But we do want to defend the quarterback run better. Riley is very good. They have designed runs for their quarterback. He's put up a lot of yards running, so we will have our hands full, and we need to have a really good plan ready.